and welcome to Pinky TV. My name is Pinky Gilani and you are watching What Women Want. These conversations are brought to you by SBM Bank and I'm giving you a chance to win with Safaricom. You're going to get a brand new phone, hopefully by the end of this episode, but I'll give you those details on the way. Today we are celebrating a superhero by the name of Ciru Muriuki. She's a wordsmith, a TV presenter, radio presenter. She's been in the media industry for a very long time. You are a household name, girl.
You know, you need to calm down with a very long time, just medium.
No,
we need people to know our whole girl.
You are like amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, and
Thank
now
you
you're
so
at the
much.
Beeb.
And now I'm at the Beeb.
Yeah, now it's all serious.
Yes.
So we have to be like, hi,
Oh,
how
absolutely
are you?
not.
Hello, how are you doing?
Hello. Charlie Hill. No, no, that's not happening
so we're not
here.
we can't be serious here.
I mean,
Although
a
we're
little
going to touch on a few serious,
Yeah.
subjects, but I know, like we have a history. We cannot be serious.
We'll try.
We'll try.
Can we try?
We can try.
For like 5 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
What is the status of, this is a serious question.
Okay.
What is the status of women empowerment in Kenya?
You know, I want to say I'm optimistic because there are conversations that were started years ago when people were not ready for those conversations. For instance, things to do with the pay gap between men and women, things to do with gender-based violence, things to do even with the intersectional feminism, talking about the challenges that women in the LGBTQ plus community face. Years ago, these conversations were started, and Kenya was not ready for them, but I feel like people are opening themselves up more to those conversations. But it's a double-edged sword because these conversations happen on the online space, and the online space is also home to some people who, for lack of a better word, I'll call them incels, because clearly they get their ideas off Reddit and like not a single original thought in their heads. Yeah. And so the internet and social media gives these people prominence as well. So I feel like we're in a state where there's that battle happening between these two completely opposing ideas, these diametrically opposed ideas. But the fact that there's this battle happening is a testament to how far the freedom of thought has come. Yeah.
And do you think that this would have happened if we had not started the conversation so many years ago? No,
absolutely not. Of course, people have to start these conversations. The seed needs to be planted. If we hadn't started these conversations, if, the Send a Girl Child to School campaign that happened in the late 1990s, early 2000s, if that hadn't happened, there would not be this awareness that girl children are lagging behind in education. If conversations about sexual-based violence and gender-based violence had not begun, then we'd not have this awareness. And of course, there are communities where these things are seen as normal. And the fact that these conversations are happening, we're starting to demystify these things and to show people that just because it's common does not make it normal. Yes. So, of course, there's no way that it would have happened if you or I had not started these conversations years ago.
I completely agree. I like that you brought up, the girl child and the education behind that, because, as it's evolving slowly, my next question to you is, what is the role of a woman in society?
I don't like the idea of pigeonholing women into roles, because that is basically the cornerstone of the patriarchy, right? Like having this is what a man should do and this a woman should do. I feel like a woman is anything she wants to be that isn't illegal or hurting anyone. You know what I mean? If you're going to, if you say, well, then you mean that I can be a drug lord? No, you can be anything like you want to be. So I am kind of opposed to the idea of these set societal rules. Yeah, then pigeonholing both men and women and people who identify as such into certain spaces. So I believe a woman's role is anything she wants to be.
So do you think there is a difference between women empowerment and feminism?
Feminism is the radical idea that women are human beings. And I think women empowerment is an offshoot of feminism, because once we have this idea that women are human beings and need to be treated as such, then of course, then next comes the idea of then we need to empower women to reach their full potential. So I believe that, feminism is a mama and women empowerment is a baby.
Oh, wow. Okay. And can we like I said before about the woman in society, but can we start changing the narrative, which I think is already, that's started already, but does it always have to be a fight when we're like, we want our rights, we want equal pay? Does it always have to be a battle?
You know, the thing is, I don't know who said this. You know, the internet is a very strange place. It can tell you that Eleanor Roosevelt said something.
It was on Facebook today.
It wasn't. It wasn't her who said it. But there's this quote that I keep seeing, that when you're used to inequality, like then people fighting for their own rights feels like oppression. So of course, there's always going to be that pushback. We saw it in the civil rights movement in the United States, that people are just not going to give you rights that they've held back for you from generations for free. They're not just gonna, oh, by the way, we thought you were not as smart, you don't deserve to work, you don't deserve to vote, you don't deserve all these things. But great, now that you started talking about it, here, take your rights. Take it and go.
Here, oh, did we forget?
Here's another right for you. No, it doesn't work that way. So I do believe that there needs, of course, there's conflict is inevitable. But, and also, when an idea is dying, when an outdated idea is dying, it doesn't go without a fight. That's why there's this very famous Kenyan expression, the last kicks of a dying horse. Of course, when an idea whose time has come to die, it's not going to go without a fight. So I do believe some sort of conflict is inevitable. Having said that, though, I believe that on both sides, the people who occupy the feminist space that have crossed over into radical feminism, that I don't feel is productive, because then it becomes an alienating sort of feminism as well. And I understand where they come from. There's a place of great anger. Of course, if you've grown up being told that you are less than, and then when you start telling people like, no, I'm enough, and they tell you, no, you're not. Of course, it's a very infuriating space to be in. And I'm sure, Pinky, you've seen conversations online, like when Ivy was murdered, the medical student was hacked to death with an axe. And the conversations we saw after that online, the things that people were saying, it's enough to make you furious. So of course, but that cannot then color the nature of the movement. Fear is inevitable. Of course, people are afraid, like what will happen when these women rise up? What are they afraid that are they afraid that we will treat them the way they've been treating us? No, but then again, when you have the radical feminists, they fan those flames, and so the petty part of me sometimes is like, but but then now another part of me wishes that there could be dialogue, because again, we cannot hope to win this fight while alienating half the population. That just will not work. No.
What would you tell your younger self?
Where? Oh no, this is like my new favorite quote this year. Oh. From the movie 3 Idiots. All is well.
All is well.
All is well. Yeah, basically that everything's going to be fine. Because I was a very anxious young person.
Oh, really?
And I had all these catastrophic ideas of what my future was going to look like. I just want to go and hold her hand and tell her, you're going to be fine. Yeah.
Do you think, like, maybe the question should be, what do you know now as a woman in media or as a woman in the corporate world that you wish you knew 10 years ago?
Well, that's sad but true. You have to work twice as hard to be half as good.
So did you not know this 10 years ago?
You know the thing about being young, you're also very
ambitious
young,
and
bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. And you think that everyone gets things on merit. But once I entered certain spaces, I saw that women, how we are judged, you know how like men will be judged based on like merit or sadly where they come from or your last name or whatever. Of course, men face those challenges, but us, we face an extra layer. Your size, your color, how you look, all these things. And for the longest time, when my own hair stopped me from getting jobs, people would ask me to shave, and I'm like, no, you know? But I was very idealistic about the space, and I was very quickly disabused of that notion.
And do you feel that women do support women in this space?
I'm really trying
you can be diplomatic and be like,
you know, I'm not well
That's
known
why
for being
asking you these questions.
I'm not well known for my diplomacy. Here's the thing, you know, there's this saying that, you know, a woman is a woman's worst enemy or her own worst enemy or things like that. And I feel that statement lacks nuance, because it's just like, it gives this impression that we are just bitchy and we have this crabs in a barrel mentality and that's it. But there's layers to that statement, in the sense that if you've been conditioned growing up to see another woman as competition for scarce resources, and this is what even Chimamanda said in her talk, we should all be feminists, that one of the things that she was taught growing up is that another woman is competition. So of course there's socialization that happens, even in childhood, even in the home. So if you grow up hearing these things, of course then when you enter certain spaces and you've been convinced that there's only a small amount of resources to share among several women, then you'll have certain mindsets. And I do believe that these conversations need to be had openly. Like, hey sis, me, I'm not here to hurt you. We can all eat and we'll all shiba. We'll be fine, you know? Yeah, they think that's as diplomatic I can get without...
Yeah. And do you find yourself like getting pulled into it or sucked into it? Or are you that person who's purposeful on like, okay, that's not my competition. Okay, we can all sit and eat and get full.
You know, let me confess, I used to be such a pick-me growing up. Wow. I'm not like other girls. Oh my God. I'm so different and special. Yeah, so of course I had to do a lot of growing up to stop seeing myself as this person who needs to like contort herself into various little shapes to be accepted. And so now I see certain things and I'm like, anyway, I'll be over there in the corner when you guys finish. Yeah. And then once in a while I'll just, you know, call someone out and they won't like it, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah.
And I think it's important to be that person, especially in the space that you're in, because, you know, if you heard of this guy, Mahatma Gandhi, he says, be the change. You may have, he's kind of famous. Be the change that you want to see in the world.
Exactly.
And I always say that if you are complaining about a problem, but not doing anything about it, you're part of the problem.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I can't be like, oh, it's so bad. Look at this economy. People are stealing. Bad corruption. Then I step outside here and immediately give a bribe to a cop.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes no sense. And it's the same thing. If I want to call certain things out, or if I really recognize that there's a problem, I should not then just sit back and wait for someone else to fix it. And I don't do that. Yeah.
Are there certain women you draw inspiration from?
First of all, I want to say you.
No, really?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, yeah.
Oh my God. Am I going pink?
Generally Pinky, especially when you used to do the mid-morning show on Capital. I wanted to be on radio so bad, just listening to you. Caroline Mutoko as well, she's been excellent. She's honest to the point where sometimes when she'll hurt your feelings, you'll be like, "Hey." I know. Like she does not mince her words.
Unapologetically so.
Completely. And she's like, if I've hurt you, sorry, you'll be fine. You know?
You'll get over it.
Internationally, I keep telling people, if I ever meet Michelle Obama, I will cry. I'll be a mess.
Wow.
A mess. Like she'll be like, hey, Shidra, and I'll be like, ah, no, please give me a second. Yeah, and last but not least, generally my mother, she's the strongest woman I've ever known. So yeah.
And is there any truth in what Michelle Obama says, when they go low, you go high?
Me, you know me, I have a strong petty
Are we petty?
I'm a petticopter pilot. I wear petticoats. As in, I'm petty. I can be hella petty. So there's sometimes when, you know, the thing about people who don't respect your boundaries is sometimes they rely on you to be the bigger person. And sometimes you need to be like, excuse me.
Just 1 second.
When you go low, I go to hell. But then most of the time, especially because the people who watch us and look up to us, is a way that we do have to carry ourselves. Yeah. But I feel that do not let this idea of being the bigger person hold you back from defending your boundaries.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's really powerful, because boundaries do need to be drawn.
Yes.
Especially when it comes to your own mental health and your space.
So one thing I've realized is that women, and it doesn't matter what culture you grew up in, because I've seen it even in the West, right? Like the default setting for girls and growing up as women is we're taught to give way.
Compromise.
Compromise.
Did you hear that word?
I think my first word after mama and dada was compromise. As in, it's ridiculous. Yeah. And so it's a lot harder for women to enforce boundaries and guard them. And that's something I am noticing now that I'm approaching 40. Imagine, now that I'm approaching 40.
Life begins at 40.
I'm waiting. Excuse me, life. It's time to begin. Yeah.
Quickly now.
But one of the things I realize as I'm getting older is I'm so jealous about my boundaries. So jealous, because there's so many times when I was younger that I compromised, and it wasted a lot of my time, a lot of my energy. It just led me into situations that were not healthy for me. And so now, if you're not okay with that boundary, by the way, you can go.
It's
go with
okay.
God. Vaya con Dios.
I like it. Because I think, and I don't know if that happens as we get older as women, that we're able to just sort of get more like sort of stuck in our own space and say, look, this is who I am. This is what makes me happy. You don't like it. It's okay.
That's why they say that if a woman is not married by 35, it will be very hard. Because now we were very like, used to like the idea of, you see, I'm kind of talking to someone right now, and one of the things like we've been talking about is the reason why the Queen and Prince Philip was married lasted so long. Separate bedrooms.
Separate rooms,
Good night.
Then
I can sleep like an octopus in my bed. With my limbs everywhere.
I know. But it's interesting, and relationships are also quite interesting. Do you think women in general are happier today than they were maybe 10 or 15 years ago?
That depends. Are we more vocal about our unhappiness? Maybe. I think people would say we're less happy because we're not hiding it. We're really not hiding it. Because, I've seen guys say, oh, but my mother did this for X amount of years and she never complained. I was like, can you go and ask her again if she was happy? Ask her, go.
Please go and ask her,
in fact, use my phone. Ask her if she was happy. And, the things that women were expected to put up with back then that we're refusing to put up with now. So is it that we're unhappy? No, we're just more vocal.
I think so. And that's a good thing.
It's a good thing.
It's a really good thing. Do you feel like if you had a daughter, you don't have a daughter, right?
No, ain't got no kids.
Okay, no kids.
What a fantastic time not to have kids.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
What a time. CBC for me is birth control, seeing what parents are doing. Every time I feel tempted to have children, I see parents
sitting doing homework,
making paper mache things in the house. I'm like, nope.
But then
listen, I have a white carpet.
So you don't have a dog either?
No. Cat.
You have a cat? Okay,
no, but it's in my mother's house.
So it's not on your white carpet.
Not on my white carpet.
No, but what would you say to your daughter going forward, or any young girl watching today? What would you say to her about the future and how we can handle? Because we've reached this far into our 40s by being vocal 10, 20 years ago, and still having the struggle now. Still, there is still a lot of pushback, as you said. So what would you tell your daughter or any young child watching today?
The first thing I'd teach my daughter is to set her boundaries, how to say no. There's something my dad, God bless him, used to say to me all the time, that no is a complete sentence.
I love that.
No. There's no because, no. No is a complete sentence. And being assertive is not a bad thing. When a man or a boy is assertive, he has leadership skills, but when a girl or a woman does it, she's bitchy.
She's a bitch.
So there's nothing wrong with being assertive. There's nothing wrong with jealously guarding your boundaries. And the other thing I'd tell her is that this thing that you're told you're not like other girls, please, you're exactly like other girls and you're not your enemy. Yeah.
And if another girl doesn't like you, it's okay.
It's fine. You don't have to be liked.
Yeah. That's it.
We're not here to make all the friends in the world.
No,
please.
Absolutely not. Wow, I think that we could, like everything that we've spoken about, there's so many things that we can learn from you. So much. So I'm going to ask you now.
I need to do a TED Talk. Hello.
You haven't done a TED Talk yet?
No.
Really?
No. It's
okay, also, why is it called TED? That's a man's name.
Theodora Talk.
Something.
Edwina.
Ciru Talk. Maybe even. So what's the last book you read?
Tales of the Negus, the story of the last king of kings. It was an autobiography of Haile Selassie of Ethiopia. Yeah.
Who would play you in the movie of your life?
Angela Bassett.
With her shoulders, right?
And her cheekbones. Oh
Gosh.
oh my God.
What's your favorite family tradition?
We used to go to China Plate every Christmas, but now China Plate's gone, so I don't know what's supposed to happen now.
Any other Chinese restaurant?
No, it's not. It's not China Plate. It's not the same.
It's not the
Yeah.
same. How long do you take to get ready?
That depends. If I'm going for a hot date, I'll start in the morning.
And if it's to the supermarket?
I'll put on a dira.
And that's it, you're ready.
Yeah.
Da! Ta-da!
Ta-da! Yeah.
What's the most unusual thing you've eaten?
I tried escargot, and they're not as horrible as I thought they'd be.
Really?
Yeah.
And they're like little chicken nuggets.
Yeah. You know, it's not like you're not like drinking them out of the shell like
Yeah, they're
oysters.
not slimy.
Yeah.
Exactly. I know, yeah.
Yeah.
It's your first crush.
Oh my God, he was a guy in our neighborhood. I'm not going to say his name.
No, say it! Say it!
Oh my God, his name
We'll
was...
tag him, we'll tag him.
No, I can't. I'm not going to say it. But he...
Nickname.
No, because no, people will know. But anyway, I met him years later.
People didn't know?
Of course not. Listen, when I like someone, I treat them like trash. It's a problem. Anyway, so then now, years later, he was like, yo, I had such a crush on you in high school. And I was like...
You see, and you treated him like trash.
Yeah, he thought I hated him. Oh well.
Now, did you learn anything from that?
Clearly not. I'm
No.
still single.
Okay, so now we're going beyond with Safaricom, and this is your superhero side. Do you have what it takes to stand up for when you see something going wrong in our society?
I have, so yes.
Do you think it's our responsibility to be heroes?
Yes.
What is the one thing that sucks about being a superhero?
With great power comes great responsibility, and sometimes that responsibility can be a little overwhelming, especially when you need to take care of yourself for a while. Yeah.
So you know how superheroes come in and sort out a matter, right? What sort of a superhero would you be? Would you be somebody who cleans up the mess afterwards, or would you be the person who just leaves the mess there and like, somebody...
I'm the Avengers. You know how they destroy cities, and then later on I'm like, where's the cleanup crew? Like, yeah.
Like,
yeah, so I come, I sort things out, and I'm out, because me, the only house I clean is my own thing. Yeah.
all right, so Shira and I are going to play a game now, and because we have superpowers and we're superheroes, every time we raise our hand, the buzzer will go off. It's magic, right? We have that power. Yeah. Olive's going to ask us some questions, and out of the two of us, we're going to find out who knows superheroes better than the other.
Okay. It's on.
It's on.
Which superhero said, who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? The Shadow, the Thing, the Devastator.
Who are those?
I've never heard that quote. The Thing.
The Shadow? Because I know the Devastator is just literally nothing I've ever heard of.
You've heard of the Shadow and the Thing? Oh no, the Thing, the orange thing?
I mean, the only thing I know is from the Addams Family.
You don't know any
The
other thing?
Yeah.
Which superhero says, don't make me angry, you wouldn't
The
make
Hulk.
me
Oh, Hulk.
angry?
Hulk. Sorry, I put my hand up. I won that round.
You really did. Like, hands down.
Who was the first female superhero of the Justice Society of America? The
Wonder Woman.
Storm, Elektra.
Wonder Woman.
Is that right?
Storm is not even in the DC universe.
What do you call the enemy of a superhero?
Nemesis.
Or
Super villain.
name 5 superheroes and their nemesis.
Superman, Lex Luthor, Batman and Bane.
Nope.
No.
Batman and
The Joker.
The Joker.
Yes. Who's Professor X and the guy for Iron.
What's his name?
Magneto.
Magneto.
Yes.
Memento.
God, the Powerpuff Girls and Mojo Jojo.
That's acceptable.
Is
Mojo
it?
Jojo.
Mojo Jojo. How many are those?
4.
4. One more.
Spider-Man and Green Lantern.
Who?
Spider-Man, no, but that's his nemesis, no? Spider-Man. Is Spider-Man on your list? Spider-Man and...
I don't know.
Octopizzo? What's his name?
Octopizzo was just rapping in peace.
Who's the guy with the... There is...
Oh my
his
God, I'm
name?
actually crying. I have no idea who you mean.
Aren't you Marvel? Isn't Spider-Man Marvel?
Listen, I don't care about Spider-Man. He's a teenage boy. Oh, yes.
Okay, give us who?
Thor
Thor
and
and
Loki.
Loki.
Yeah. Why didn't you think of Thor?
I don't know.
And
That's
then
not
he's
the
such,
first...
and he's such a vitamin C.
Yeah. It's yummy.
He's so cute.
Okay, so we're going to wrap this up with, because we're talking nemesis. Nemesis. Nemai.
Why are you like this?
Can I get your evil laugh?
I actually laugh like that.
That's your normal laugh.
Yeah. So people say, Ciru, please don't ever laugh at me. We'll fight.
That's your normal laugh?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you.
Octopizzo.
What's his name? Octoman. What? The guy with the 8 arms. Just Google.
I got nothing,
I'm
sis.
not lying.
Octopizzo.
Okay, because this conversation is brought to you by SBM Bank, I'm going to ask you to pull a money card. Money.
It's coming money.
No,
Me,
it
I'm from
doesn't.
Yeri.
It doesn't come with any money. It's just a card with 2 questions
All
on
right,
it.
no worries. All right.
One, we're going to find out more about you, and the other one, we're going to find about you and your money.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you can read the
Yeah.
second question.
Oh, your handwriting is a lot like mine, actually.
Is it?
You could tell where we went to school. Where in standard 3, we wrote with a fountain pen.
So what does success mean to you?
Doing what I love and getting paid for it.
I know.
Yeah.
They say, find a job you love, and you never have
To work a day in your life. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I love it.
Yeah.
If money didn't exist,
Mm-hmm.
where would you travel to?
Oh my God, anywhere where there's an ocean, whether it's a cold ocean.
No, cold ocean? No.
No, I put my toes in the Atlantic at Cape Town and I almost died. I almost passed
it's like,
away. I
how
was like,
could
what
this
is
happen?
this?
Yeah.
These
So
people
you
do
lied.
this.
You lied to us.
And when people swimming, I'm like, are you guys okay? Like, yeah, but anywhere with an ocean, I'd also love to go anywhere with culture. I'd love to go to Japan as well. Japan is like top bucket list destination.
Oh, nice.
But right now, anywhere with a beach. I want to go to a beach right now and wear strings.
Yeah.
Strings, big pinky, strings.
I hear you. Don't worry. I'm not doubting it.
Strings.
I'm with you. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's because I'm kind of at the tail end of a very long work year, so I'm very tired.
So now
yeah.
it's just like I don't need a full bag of clothes, just strings.
Just strings. I can go with a clutch bag. For that's all my clothes in there.
Like, yes, I've packed.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Ciru. Thank you so much. This has been amazing. It's always fabulous to chat with you.
Always. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for having me.
Always. Of course.
Thank you.
Such a pleasure. So your chance to win with Safaricom is right now. If you have subscribed to this YouTube channel, then you're up ahead in front of everyone else. What you need to do though is comment on this video and let us know who you think in your community is a superhero. If you want to win it that much more, what you need to do is share this video on your social media platforms and make sure you tag us so we know that you have shared. And who knows, you could win a phone with Safaricom. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again real soon. Bye.